In the dusty underbelly of Reno, Nevada, where the neon lights flickered like dying fireflies against the endless blacktop, Alexander, Jax, Thorne ruled the night. At 42, Jax was a legend among the Hells Angels, 6'4" of scarred muscle, tattooed from knuckles to neck with serpents coiling around Harley wings and faded skulls. His leather cut, patched with the Grim Reaper emblem, hung heavy on his broad shoulders, a badge of battles won in barroom brawls and midnight runs across state lines. Men feared him, women whispered his name like a curse or a prayer. Jax didn't believe in softness. Life had beaten that out of him long ago, starting with the bottle at 16, the first kill at 20, and the hollow echo of his own laughter in empty motels ever since. He rode a 72 shovelhead, black as sin, its rumble a thunderclap that announced his arrival like Judgment Day. That sweltering July evening in 2025, Jax was tearing through the outskirts of town, the wind whipping his salt and pepper beard, when the rain hit. Not a gentle summer shower, but a biblical downpour that turned the highway into a river of regret. His bike fishtail-ed on the slick asphalt, hydroplaning toward oblivion. He wrestled it back, cursing the storm gods, and pulled into the gravel lot of a forgotten roadside diner called The Last Chance. Flickering sign, peeling paint, and a clientele that looked like they'd crawled out of the same grave Jax had dug for his conscience. He killed the engine, the silence sudden and accusing. Shaking off the water like a wolf, Jax stomped inside, boots thudding against warped floorboards. The place smelled of burnt coffee and desperation. A handful of truckers hunched over greasy plates, eyes downcast. Behind the counter, a weary waitress named Rita, mid-50s, with lines etched deep as canyons, nodded without looking up. Usual, Jax. Black as my soul, he grunted, sliding onto a stool. She poured without spilling a drop, her hands steady from years of serving storms like him. As Rita slid the mug over, a small figure caught his eye in the corner booth. A girl, no more than 8, sat alone under the harsh fluorescent buzz. Her hair was a cascade of chestnut waves, damp and tangled, framing a face pale as moonlight, porcelain skin dusted with freckles like scattered stars. She wore a threadbare sundress, faded blue with tiny white daisies, and clutched a worn stuffed rabbit to her chest. Her eyes, white and emerald green, stared at a half-eaten slice of pie, untouched. No parent in sight, no guardian, just her, small and adrift in a sea of giants. Jax's gaze lingered a beat too long. Kids weren't his world. They were fragile things, like the wildflowers he crushed under his tires without a second thought. But something about her tugged, a whisper from the void. He shook it off, sipping his coffee, the bitterness grounding him. The door jangled again, but no one entered. Outside, thunder growled. The girl didn't flinch. Instead, she slid from the booth, rabbit in tow, and padded toward the counter. Rita straightened, wiping her hands on her apron. "Sweetie, you been here an hour. Where's your folks?" The girl looked up, those green eyes locking onto Rita's with a clarity that belied her size. "They're gone, ma'am. Like the stars at morning. But it's okay. I'm waiting for someone." Rita's face softened, a rare crack in her armor. "Waiting? In this storm? Honey, that's no place for a little thing like you. What's your name?" "Elara," she said, the word lilting like a lullaby. "Elara Rose." Jax's mug paused midway to his lips. Elara. It hit him like a sucker punch, his mother's name, whispered in fevered dreams he never admitted to. Coincidence, he told himself. The world was full of pretty names for lost causes. Rita knelt, eye level now. "Elara Rose, that's the prettiest I've heard since my own girl. You got a phone? Anyone I can call?" Elara shook her head, curls bouncing. "No phone, but I have this." She reached into the rabbit's ear, a hidden pocket, sewn with trembling stitches, and pulled out a crumpled envelope, yellowed at the edges. Her tiny fingers trembled as she held it out, not to Rita, but to the air between them. "It's for him, the man with the wings on his back." Jax's blood turned to ice. He set the mug down, deliberate, the porcelain clinking like a gunshot in the quiet diner. The truckers glanced up, sensing the shift in the air, but Jax ignored them. He turned slowly on the stool, his shadow swallowing the girl whole. "Wings." His voice was gravel, low and laced with warning. "What the hell you talkin' about, kid?" Elara didn't cower. She stepped forward, undaunted, her bare feet silent on the sticky floor. Up close, she was even smaller, a wisp of a thing that the wind could steal away. But her chin lifted, defiant as a queen's. The Reaper wings. Like on your jacket. I saw you ride in. You're him, aren't you? Jax. The name hung there, naked and exposed. No one called him that anymore, not since the angels patched him in. To them, he was Iron Jax, the unbreakable. But this child, this stranger, peeled back the layers with a single breath. Rita's eyes widened, darting between them. The diner held its collective breath. Jax leaned forward, elbows on knees, towering even seated. How you know my name, girl? Who put you up to this? Some prospect lookin' to test me. Elara's lips curved, not a smile, but a secret unfolding. She extended the envelope, her hand steady now. Open it. It's from Mama. She said you'd come. That the road always brings you back. He snatched it, rougher than intended, the paper tearing slightly under his calloused thumb. The flap was sealed with a heart, drawn in faded red crayon. Inside, a single sheet, folded thrice, in handwriting he knew like a scar. Elegant loops and dips, the script of late-night letters burned in a bonfire years ago. My dearest Jax, if you're reading this, the stars aligned, and you've found her. Our Elara. The one I carried alone after you rode away, chasing ghosts on that iron horse of yours. I named her for your mother, the woman you loved but never forgave yourself for losing. She's the light I couldn't keep, the fire in her eyes is yours, wild and untamed. But she's fading, Jax. The doctors say 6 months, maybe less. Leukemia, they call it. A thief in her blood. She doesn't cry about it. She draws pictures of angels with wings like yours, riding through storms to save the lost. I never hated you. I understood. The angels were your family when we couldn't be. But Elara, she needs her father. Not the myth, the man. Tell her the stories you never told me, the ones from before the leather and the lies. And if you can't stay, at least give her this. Know that she was worth coming back for. Forgive yourself, my love. The road ends where the heart begins. Forever yours, Serafina. The words blurred. Jax's vision swam, not from tears, he didn't cry, hadn't since the wreck that took his ma, but from the quake inside, a fault line cracking open. Serafina. Sarah. The girl who'd painted his world in watercolors before he drowned it in whiskey and exhaust. He'd left her 21 years ago, belly swelling with a secret he never knew, convinced his darkness would poison them both. Rode east till the sun bled out, joining the angels to outrun the guilt. And now, this. He looked at Elara, really looked. The green eyes, his eyes, staring back from a face too young for sorrow. The freckles like Sarah's, scattered across her nose after a day in the wildflower fields they'd never shared. The rabbit, stitched with daisies, Sarah's favorite. The word choked, a rusted hinge. Mine. Elara nodded, her small hand reaching out to touch his knee. Mama said you'd be tall, like a mountain. And that you'd kneel when you knew. She said secrets are heavy, but truth makes you light. The diner spun. Jax slid from the stool, knees buckling not from weakness, but from the weight lifting, the lie of his invincibility crumbling. He dropped to the floor, leather creaking, the Reaper on his back bowing to the earth. Towering no more, he knelt before her, eye level, the storm outside mirroring the one within. His hands, fists that had shattered jaws and broken oaths, trembled as they cupped her face. Elara Rose, he whispered, the name of Al. I'm sorry. God, kid, I'm so damn sorry. She didn't pull away. Instead, she pressed the rabbit into his chest, its fur soft against the hard edges of his cut. It's okay, Daddy. Mama said you were lost, but rabbits always find their way home. A tear traced her cheek, but her smile bloomed, fragile and fierce. Will you tell me a story? About the wings. How they fly through the rain. Jax pulled her close, her head fitting perfectly under his chin, the scent of rain and innocence wrapping around the smoke of his sins. The truckers averted their eyes, Rita busied herself with a rag, giving them the sacred space of strangers becoming kin. Outside, the downpour eased to a drizzle, as if the heavens themselves had wept enough. In that booth, under the diner's yellow glow, Jax began. Not the brutal tales of runs and rival clubs, but the hidden ones, the boy who chased fireflies with his ma by the lake, the dreams of building a house with a porch swing for stargazing. Elara listened, her breath sinking with his, the envelope clutched between them like a bridge across lost years. He didn't know if 6 months was a gift or a curse. But in that moment, on knees that had never bent, Jax Thorne found redemption not in thunder, but in the quiet beat of a daughter's heart. The Hell's Angels could wait, the road had led him home. And for the first time, the Reaper's wings felt like they could carry them both, father and daughter, toward a dawn unbroken. As the storm cleared, Jax stood, lifting Elara onto his hip, her laughter a melody against the growl of his soul. They stepped into the night, the shovelhead purring like a lullaby. Reno's lights blurred into stars, and for once, Jax didn't ride to escape. He rode toward tomorrow, with a little girl's secret lighting the way. Thank you for watching this story till the end. Sparkles. If it touched your heart, please support us. Thumbs up, give it a like. Speech balloon, share your thoughts in the comments. Bell, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Your support helps us create more stories that inspire and make you believe in miracles. Your participation means a lot to us. Heart.